Hello everyone, myself Kushi. I am a law student in IIM Law College and I am here as a legal intern in very popular law firm Lexington Company. So guys, from this video, we are going to discuss the marital rape in India. The domestic violence in India is an very normal, very common problem and it has only been very worst in the recent year, according to the National Crime Record Bureau (NCRB), Crime in India 2019 report about the 70% of women in India victim of the domestic violence. One such of this domestic violence is a marital rape. Marital rape is the act of forcing your spouse into having a sex and without proper consent. Is an unjust yet not uncommon way to regard and thus disempower the woman. Today, marital rape has been impinged in the more than 100 countries about the unfortunately in India and is one of only 36 countries where the marital rape is still not criminalized. In our country, it's still not criminalized. It not counting in a crime. The rape before the marriage it's count in a crime, but after the marriage the marital rape it's not count in a crime in our India still now, even though many legal amendments have been done in a criminal uh, law for the protection of the woman. The non-criminalization of marital rape in India underline the dignity of the human rights of a woman. The status of marital rape in India, if we're talking about the definition of the rape codified in the section 375 of IPC, includes all the forms of sexual assault involving non sensual intercourse with a woman. It's including a rape, but this only asking for a woman who is unmarried. Non-criminalization of marital rape in India is a emanates from the exception 2 of the IPC section 375. However, the exception 2 of section 375 exempts the unwilling sexual intercourse between husband and wife over the 15 years of age from the 375 definition rape. This immunize such act from the prosecution. This limited only to the age of 15. As per the current law, a wife is presumed to deliver perpetual consent to have a sex with her husband after entering into the marital relation. The concept of marital rape in India is what we call an implied consent. Marriage between man and woman here implies that they both have a consented to have a sexual intercourse with each other, and it cannot be otherwise. So the marital rape and against legal and the constitutional right. Doctrine of curvature. The non-criminalized nature of the marital rape emanates from the British era. The marital rape were largely influenced by the drive from this doctrine of merging the woman's identity with that of her husband. At the time the IPC was drafted in 1860, the married woman was not considered an independent legal entity. The marital exception of the IPC's definition of rape was drafted on the basis of the Victorian norms, the norms which is followed at the time of the Victoria. They based on them that did not recognize man and woman as a equal, did not allow the married woman to own property. Means the rights of woman, there is a lack of rights of woman at the time of British era when this IPC was drafted, and it did not allow the married woman to have her own property to merge the identities of a husband and wife under the doctrine of curvature. This marital rape is also violate the Article 14 and the right to equality enriched in the Article 14 of our Indian Constitution. The exception creates two classes: women based on their marital status and action committed by a man against their wives. and in doing so, the exception makes a possible the victimization of married women for no reason other than their marital status while protecting unmarried women from those same acts. So this is a discrimination between them, na, that the right to equality is breached, that you give a immunity crime to a man or a husband, and on other hand you criminalize same this rape before they marriage. This is a discrimination. This is a breach the right to equality. Is they defeats the spirit of Section 375 of IPC. The purpose of the Section 375 of IPC is protect women and punish those who engage in the inhuman activity of rape. However, the husband from the punishment is entirely contradictory to that objective, as the consequence of the rape are the same whether a woman is married or unmarried. Moreover, married women may actually find it more difficult to escape abusive condition at home because they are legally and financially tied to their husband. Is the violative of Article 14 according to the creative interpretation of Supreme Court with the Article 21 include the right to health, privacy, dignity, safe living conditions, safe environment, and many more rights included in Article 21. In the case of state of Karnataka versus Appa, the Supreme Court held that the sexual violence, apart from the being a dehumanizing dehumanizing act, is an it unlawfully violates the right of the privacy and dignity of a female, of a woman. The same judgment it held that the non sexual intercourse amount to a physical and sexual violence. In Justice case Puthuswamy vs Union of India, the Supreme Court recognized that the right to privacy as a fundamental right of all citizens. The right to privacy includes the decision privacy reflected by an ability to make intimate decision primarily consisting of the one's sexual and the pro nature and the decision in respect of intimate relation also. This is including the right to privacy. In all this judgment, the Supreme Court has recognized that the right to abstain from the sexual activity for all the women, irrespective their marital status, as a fundamental right conferred by the sexual in Article 21 of the Constitution. Therefore, the forced sexual intercourse is a violation of the fundamental right under the Article 21. So the United Nations Declaration on the Elimination of the Violence Against Women defines the violence against women as any act of a gender based on the violence that result is or likely to be a result in a physical and sexual mental harm of suffering woman, including the threat of such act, coercion, and arbitrary deprivation of a liberty, whether occurring in the public or private life. Recognition is also give a recognition to the that the marital rape is also including in the of a crime. In 2013, the United Nations Committee on the Elimination Discrimination Against the Women recommends that the Indian government should criminalize the marital rape. So at the end, the Indian law now affords husbands and wives separate and independent legal identities, and much jurisprudence in the modern era concerned with the protection of the woman. Therefore, it is high time that we legislature should take a is this the legal infirmity and bring a marital rape with a preview of a law, preview the rape law, eliminating or we can say in the loopholes in the IPC section 375, and also criminalize the marital rape in our country. A very thank you to all to watching this video.